So the first thing I wanted to cover was just the history of tracks. How did we get to a point where we're actually have tracks in the curriculum? And that goes back to the early 2000s, where our curriculum was way less flexible than it is now. So we had a curriculum which had a prescribed sequence of 8 courses plus senior projects. You only had space in your degree requirements to pick 2 classes that weren't prescribed. And the classes that we did prescribe were focused on the classic topics of OSPL, American Content Theory, at the expense of more contemporary topics, things like graphics, AI, design, UI, networks. So around 2003, the undergraduate committee led by Liz Jessup at the time focused on how can we make this a little bit more flexible, open it up so that students have more choice and the like. And they came up with a redesign of the curriculum in which there was a set of required courses that everyone had to take, and then 8 courses that you had to choose from among so that you could customize 5 courses for yourself, and then there was more room for electives in that formulation. And so what they came up with was something that looked like this, where there's some similarities to what we have today, but for instance, there's some classes that we still had that we don't have today, such as the 2120 from the CEN. But there was this structure here where you got through those classes, picked some from here, and then had a little bit more wiggle room with electives. So after 2003, they were able to come up with this curriculum to make it more flexible, give students more choice, and it was upon this that we started to build the tracks that offer even more flexibility. The idea was to think ways in which we could tell our students, if you're interested in becoming this type of job or this type of, going into this type of area, here are the courses you should take while you're here. So the tracks are this notion of having a path through the curriculum for students to follow. And so the idea here was we have this declining enrollment in computer science. We were trying to give more flexibility so that it would become more attractive for people that were put off by the kind of more stringent structures. And we wanted to give people this opportunity to focus on something we call computer science plus X, where you might have interests in some other field, and so what you're really looking for is computer skills that will let you be more marketable and more powerful in that other field. And so we wanted to give you the tracks or this way of designing that type of flexibility into your time here at CU. So the multiple tracks provide better guidance to students. If you go to the page, the web pages, they will typically talk about the types of careers you can get based on the classes of a particular track. And we have, and the requirements are based on the outcomes that different CS students expect. So the tracks provide guidance, but there's still a general computing track, which is similar to what we had back in 2003, which allows you to experiment with the track, but if things don't work out in that particular track, still be able to graduate in 4 to 5 years by just switching back to the general computing track. Now the track is not noted on your degree, but it does appear on your transcript. So there's a way for when you're interviewing with people and you're going for a network devices, a network-related job, you can show that you took the network and devices systems track and show that you're that much more kind of focused in on that area. And these tracks are similar mechanisms are used in most of the other college units. So if you look at other programs in the college, they have tracks as well, and so we were kind of adopting these ideas for our students.